Got a twit pick for you coming in from around the country.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, the Firehouse. Busy watching us. All right, guys.
We're going to give him an easy shift tonight. We ain't going to call 911.
Yeah, big thumbs up to all the firemen around the country. Thank you for everything you do.
That's
Hope
right.
you guys are enjoying the coverage. We can give you a little bit of enjoyment.
Yeah, hopefully you have an easy shift. Here we go.
That's Zach Osborne.
Back in the day, when you guys raced, did you prefer baseball stadium tracks or football stadium tracks? Awesome question. I preferred football stadium tracks because it's more traditional back and forth 180 turns as opposed to the baseball fields. They kind of get a little tricky with their designs. I always seem like they're a little bit more one-lined. I mean, what did you think, Jeff?
Well, the football stadium like we're in here tonight, there's a lot more 180s back and forth where traditionally in the baseball stadiums you tend to run more like around the edges and then take up the inside of the field, so a little more high speed in the baseball field.
Great question.
Thanks for the question there, Zach.
That's right.
Hope you're enjoying watching the races tonight. Looking forward to seeing you back in action soon.
I think a lot of these guys are probably ready to get back in these football domes.
Sure, I can do that. Paging Paul G.
Kind of change it
Paul
up.
G, answer your effing text.
Also, as you guys can see tonight, with this long
Paul
start
G,
straightaway,
answer your
it really
text.
gives you time if you don't get a good jump
Now.
to figure things out. I think the first corner tonight, it being a 180 and very, very wide, really helps your scenario out too if you don't get a good jump.
Yeah, I mean, and in this situation though, like we've seen in the heats tonight, the guy with the jump has a chance to get through the gearbox and really use the horsepower. And you get out of the gate front, you're all by yourself in the first turn. So that's what I used to like most about Supercross in baseball stadium or football stadium.
It definitely helped. There's the man of the plan.
Ryan Villapoto, the champ, ready to go with Dungy right alongside. The KTM rider, Dungy, holds it around the outside of the big berm turn to take the lead away from the 24 of Brett Metcalf on the Yoshimura Suzuki.
Yeah, now Dungy's going to go back and watch that replay and say, hey, I went too deep in the first turn. How Metcalf didn't come out with the whole shot out of the first turn, I'll never know, because he took the short line and was right there.
Matt Gerke runs right behind him in third. There goes Villapoto just around Nick Way.
Yeah, Villapoto got a really bad start or a bad jump. I don't know if he spun when he went over the gate across those plastic covers they have on it or what, but he's got a lot of work in front of him. He wants to catch the two Ryan Dungy out front, so he's going to get some time in practice passing guys here.
Geico Honda's Kevin Windham runs in sixth behind Way. Top nine go from here to the main, and Villapoto's got one more as he gets around Gerke.
Yeah,
Wasted no time. He's confident and he's aggressive. He really wasn't that close to Gerke, but he knew that was his passing spot coming back onto the start straight.
Yeah, what he did there is he singled into that corner, and Gerke went double-double and allowed him to get on the inside there, charge the corner. Now you can see he's all over Brett Metcalf here. This is a very tough rhythm section here to do it right with all the ruts. Like you see, he messed it up right there to go triple, single. Yeah, it's very tough.
Big rut through there. Villapoto dips the rear wheel into it, powers out, and that Monster Energy Kawasaki running solid. He's in third. Everybody chasing Dungy. 3 seconds in front of them. You can see the gap.
Yeah, Dungy, his first lap that was timed was a 51.7. Villapoto was a 52.3, but
here
he is
comes
on the move
Ryan,
now.
Jeff. Here he comes. There's a yellow flag. Dungy's down. We've got a new leader. Dungy drops to second. So again, the leader goes down.
Unbelievable.
Wow. And going back to what you said, Jeff, seemed like in the lights for sure, but now we're seeing in this Supercross class here, the heat race, these guys aren't wanting to win.
Yeah, but what's interesting is we have a track that is really difficult and really technical. The sand section's tough. The whoops are fairly easy, but these rhythm sections are tough.
Yeah.
But yet, these riders are making the mistake in a fairly routine pole turn, okay? And the track's not even torn up yet. It's not even the ruts. They're just losing the front wheel.
Here comes Dungy back. Chasing that Yoshimura Suzuki and Metcalf.
This pass
tight
right here.
inside. Gerke with a lot of speed coming out.
No, that Metcalf there.
Or Metcalf, I should say. Sorry.
See what happened. He goes, over the tabletop, and then he's going to go into, we call this a
Oh,
drag
he's short.
back.
He's short.
He's short. Boom. No, he made it. Oh, he gets too high in the berm. Gets on the top there. That's the risk you take. Almost looks like he missed his brake lever a little bit
because
there,
it looked
Jeff.
like he accelerated into the turn and then just rode about a foot higher than what he wanted.
See if he can chip away into Villapoto's lead here. You know that's going to be his MO.
He's into second now. Dungey, according to timing and scoring, 2.5 seconds behind Villapoto.
More highlights right here. This is Dungey going around the outside of Metcalf.
What a technical section over that dragon back onto the tabletop. That takes a lot of commitment.
Jeff, that was exactly how he took the lead at the start because it was that same move around the outside that first turn.
Yeah, and I just feel that Metcalf needs to be a little more aggressive right there. You know a guy's there, you're going to battle for position, man, go push him high, you know?
Aaron, add for us on the machine of Metcalf number 24.
That's right, guys. Speaking of riding more aggressive, that is something that Ryan Dungey is focused on this week, is getting out of his comfort zone and figuring out how to get a little bit more rough and tough out on the track. They continue to make bike improvements. He's been back in Florida. He has overcome just so much adversity already this season. The biggest change you're going to notice this weekend, though, his positive attitude. He is fired up and hungry for another win.
Yeah, he really is. And talking to Ryan earlier today, he said, you know, I'm really focusing on the now. He said, between my championship year and the adversity of a year ago, I've learned from all of that. I don't look too far down the road. I don't worry about races down the road. I just worry about the race right in front of me. Seems to be working pretty good.
Well, and Dungey actually just set his fastest lap of the day with a 50.8, but unfortunately, Villapoto just did a 50.3 fastest of the night.
This is a battle for fifth between Gerke, Tickle. Chisholm is in there as well. That's Tickle on the 25, the Kawasaki. Gerke on that yellow Suzuki number 87. And Chisholm right behind
him there. It's a good battle. I mean, you don't have to get too aggressive right here. All these guys are in transfer spot. Basically, what they're battling for right now is gate pick for the main event. They don't want to do anything to jeopardize their chance of transferring directly out of this heat race.
Yeah, but Gerke was up inside the top 5, and he's slipping, and he's got Chisholm, Way, and Leslie, everybody right there. So really, it's crunch time for the rider here in the center of your screen on the yellow bike, that BTO sports bike.
And that's Jeff Alessi. We saw Mike in heat number 1. His brother Jeff runs in 9th, the final transfer spot right now.
See a lap rider there, the 554. He's having a little bit of problems here. Powell.
That's 854 Powell. Yeah,
Tickle, the last year's West champion, out there in the Supercross class now on the 25 Pro Circuit, Monster Energy Kawasaki.
Hey, it's starting to heat up right here. Okay, now Jeff Alessi is your final transfer position. Chisholm is all over Gerke. Look at these guys, and that's Nick Way, 27 on the Kawasaki. They're starting to stack up. And as you start racing, even though you've got your position here, as these guys start battling, you make a big mistake, and you could lose 2 or 3 spots and be just outside of qualifying position.
Again, this is the fight over 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, all in here. There's Chisholm and Way. Way is on the 27. Chisholm is 7th. Way is 8th. There's Villapoto on the number 1 as he continues to work through traffic.
And I'm telling you, Villapoto out front, cruising right now.
Boy, he's way out to the mechanics area.
He was using those blocks as a berm.
That's out of the mechanics area he's coming by.
But I tell you, every step of the way today, Villapoto has found a way to just edge out James Stewart. 50.3, 2/10 of a second faster.
Checkered flag falls. Ryan Villapoto's got another heat race win and a big statement. Here's Chisholm and Way. Way has gotten around Chisholm. Give him 7th on the final lap.
How about Nick Way, Michigan Mafia, representing down in the south here. Pretty strong ride.
Yeah, he's got to be happy he's back on some traction here on these East Coast tracks. Yeah, I was looking at, and I seen Villapoto. He was charging after the finish line. I don't even know. Oh, he figured out for a while there. He didn't even know that the checker flag was.
Hey, he's in the zone.
That's how focused he is. That shows you how focused the guy is.
I'll tell you what, though. Have you ever pulled off at the white flag?
I don't.
I'm sure
I have, but
it has happened.
My parents taught me if I ever did it, that'd be the last race I ever went to. So I made sure that somebody was pulling me over. No, I don't think I ever pulled off on him on the white flag.
Tell you what, though, great ride. This guy is he's fit. He's focused. He is fast. He's making everybody else chase him and forcing everybody to go past their limits.
So Jeff Alessi got the final spot. Kawasaki gets the win over KTM, Suzuki, and Honda in that order in the top 4. And Nick Way does get a spot, moving on with that motorsport.com entry. He's going to go to the main. Canary will lead the rest on to the last chance qualifier. Here's how this one unfolded. Ooh, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, well, he got a bad jump too, but that was a nice save. Look at Dungey there. I really think he missed his break there. Got up high.
You know, he's lucky that upper tuck block held him, because he could have gone over the berm.
There's another great passing zone in that first corner by Tickle. There he is again. Same corner. That's a pretty fun corner there with all the ruts. And then Ryan Villapoto looking like he wants to try to get 4 in a row.
And we'll get a chance to talk to Ryan now. Ryan, it seemed like you were so focused you almost didn't know that the race was ended. Is that how focused you are right now? You just seem to stay on it.
Yeah, you know, going to the inside there, it's kind of hard to see the checkered flag or the white flag. So just kept on going, I guess.
Hey, Ryan, we heard that you might have been sick this week. It surely didn't look like it by being fastest qualifier, winning your heat race also with the fastest time of the day. I got to ask you, is this the most technical track that we have had all season?
You know, it's definitely tight. I have